I should have given it to you.
Taking over the show. Taking over the show from the get-go, yeah. The show is not about you, homie.
Yeah, what is up, Paris? How you doing? Of course, we're back here for the last overtime show. I should have let you take it away, ApEX, right from the rip. You got something to say?
No, it's incredible. It's incredible to win a major after 8 years. 8 years of waiting, 8 years of work, 8 years of a lot of things, and yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and of course, Paris, in case you're just now tuning in somehow for the first time, live here for the last overtime show, welcome by ApEX, as well as the man himself, Pimp. I know I've been asking the whole way through. It's going to be asked eventually, though. We're here in Paris for the very last CSGO major. Obviously, a monumental moment. You in tears after this matchup. Family here, of course, alongside your teammates, too.
Yes.
Got to ask it one last time. How's it feel?
Well, it feels amazing. Once again, I repeat that, but after 8 years of waiting, after so many majors thrown in some suns, finally we win, I would say the most important one, because it's the one at home. It's the one in front of the families, in front of the fans. We said it 6 months ago that we're coming here to win the major, nothing else. We could see that it wasn't easy for a lot of teams. A lot of teams struggled before us. And yeah, finally we made it. And Zaiwu finally won his first major. YB is the best player in the world without a doubt. So I have an amazing team. I think we transformed from 2022 to this year really well. Without a doubt, we're the best team in the world, losing no fucking map during the major. And yeah, I think we only 2 teams did that, us and Navi, so nothing much to say.
You said it yourself, right? You had to wait 8 years. You've been around for forever, ApEX, and you've been at an awful lot of majors. Some of them you maybe feel that you've thrown, some of them you've been close. It's a silly question because I know the answer, but,
sure.
but try to help the viewers understand which one feels the better, this one in Paris or the one you won 8 years ago?
Fuck the one 8 years ago, I'm not gonna lie. The level of CS was really different, and now we can see that back then, you know, knew 4 teams who could win the major. Look at now, look at how much it was stacked this year, and that's the craziest part of Counter-Strike right now. And it's really tough to win a major, and we made it. So obviously this one counts more. Also, you know, I repeat that, but 3 years ago I took over for game leader. We had a French team, and it was pretty tough for us to have a winning major team. I think we were good, top 5 team, but not good enough with really young players, and I think we did really well. So Vitality decided to take over and take international team. We struggle a lot, but yeah, I'm just happy about winning a major as like a star entry and now as in game leader. It's so different, it's so much different, and I think I'm also proud of myself, I have to say it. I'm proud of myself, like coming from a star rifler to a game leader and being in the best team in the world right now. A lot of people doubt me.
And you maybe
yours first back then. and I mean, I can understand it. I don't want to criticize anything. It's normal to don't believe in people. Most likely when you see a player coming up, taking the in-game leader role, we saw 95% of the time didn't work out.
Sure.
We saw that.
Listen, if there's one thing I never have doubted about you, ApEX, is your willingness to work hard and your work ethic. I remember we even played tournaments together, you know, for what is it, 7, 8, 9 years ago?
14, yeah, 14, 9 years ago.
There you go, 9 years ago. Like, this man is a work monster in that sense. You never stop grinding, you never stop believing. Even though I and some of my colleagues would put criticism towards you, you never stop believing.
No, but you know, I think that's the best feeling to just make people wrong. That's just the best feeling when people criticize me. When I'm fine. I knew, for example, I was one of the problem last year, but we had so many more, so I believed in myself, and we changed a lot of things to come here and to be as good as possible. We changed so many things to get there, and we could see like the performing of the players, like Maggi stepping up massively. Dupree from IM Rio is not the same. Even me, I'm above run rating at this tournament. What's going on?
And you maybe didn't get the chance to actually, you know, fully embrace the last moment yourself. So I think we're going to take you through the last moment, if you don't mind walking us through.
It's so much emotion. I swear, I never had so much emotion in my body, or pure of joy. Instantly when Zaiwu killed the last one, I cried. I cried of joy. It's not a thing I got used to. And you know, of course, I cried like 1.5 years ago because the French team was finished. But the problem is that I don't like to show those things. It's not something I want to show that in backstage, not in front of cameras, but couldn't do anything that time.
And you mentioned before too, you got family here. Obviously been pretty busy with these occupations after. Who's the first person you're going to talk to?
Well, 2 persons, obviously my girlfriend and my mom. My mom, you know, when you're playing Counter-Strike for 16 years, the beginning was tough, like school-wise, for example. I didn't like went to school pretty much for a long time because I wanted to play CSGO back then. And my mom had a lot of trouble with me about that because, yeah, I just wanted to play CS back then. And now she sees we just feel like the biggest arena in France, and she could see it's the second tournament she came. The first one was in Charleroi, wasn't a big one to be honest, and now it's the first really big one. And winning in front of just your close ones is just the most amazing thing. Yeah.
What do you think she thinks now?
I think she's proud. I didn't saw her cry from joy, but I mean, I'm a son, so obviously we really same in terms of emotions. And yeah, saw her crying because I made something good is really nice, because back then when I didn't go to school, it was the opposite.
Let's take it through a bit of this post-match, right? Let's pay some respects to your opponent here in this major grand finals. Nothing short of something supreme from Gamer Legion. Pimp, I'll go to you on this one. Who was kind of your surprise star? I got a feeling I know who you're going to say from Gamer Legion, but...
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that you probably have looked at this guy as well in terms of Immer, the way he's been conducting himself throughout the tournament, the way he's played. He's made it very complicated for a lot of different teams out there. I don't think any of us saw it coming that he would perform that well, and I guess I can throw that question to you as well. Coming into this final matchup, I guess that's a player you had a bit of focus on, not necessarily creating a game plan around him, but you had to pay with your specs.
Not really. I never done that even with Prime Simple, so no, not really. Of course, he is an amazing player and he showed like the best rifle of the tournament without a doubt. But yeah, I don't care. Personally, I know he did good, but if I have a plan and to play on him, I will go for it. And I don't really care about dodging him or whatever. We need to play our game, and that's what matters the most. But yeah, it's been amazing. IM is what a surprise for everyone. He was playing out of his mind. And obviously, I think Overpass was a bit tough for him at the beginning, but that nuke, the city side, alone, he completely destroyed us. I think without him, we win maybe 8, 9 rounds on T side, and he did some amazing rounds. So, but so surprised by this good Gamer Legion team. No, I mean, Pim, you know that back then when we were playing and you played those tier 2 team online, they were scared to play the game style. They didn't run, they didn't. But them, they don't care. Playing the first time they play on big stage, they just run on you. And I saw that yesterday on against Heroic on the city side on Inferno. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Crazy. They're just getting duels and duels, and they don't care. And that's the beauty of CS now. No one is scared, and yeah, what an amazing run from them. I hope they're gonna stick together. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be easy because a lot of teams.
You're gonna buy one of
them? CU, I don't know how to say his name, but like we lack in game leaders, I think right now, and he's pretty strong in his play style. I am pretty good as well. The other players are being pretty bad with most sport, but now being able to play his own style and being able to play good. So yeah, what an amazing team.
You always said it right. You were a bit surprised by how they performed on the stage. Were you surprised by the fact they even got into the playoff? I guess you maybe have practiced against them, or you knew a bit about them coming into the tournament. But did you see that coming at all?
Not really. No. Obviously not. When you do your big games, you do. The big
did you have them as 0-3?
No, not 0-3.
Okay,
no. I had Into the Bridge.
Okay,
it's even worse. No, but I had Into the Bridge, and no, they just surprised. I didn't expect them to go through. Obviously, it's just amazing from them to be able to do a major final. Obviously, I'm pretty sure they wanted to win that one, but they need to take it as a really good experience for them and help them to grow. They will come in the top 5 in the world probably, so they might hopefully get some invites at tournaments and prove themselves again and again. It's gonna be a bit harder, I guess, because when you win, everyone expects you. So it's never easy to be that. When you're a young team, when you're a young team, it's not easy. So that's why also I think in terms of Eric, I think also it's not easy for them to. This year they're the best team in the world so far. I have no doubt about that. But yeah, they tend to have some struggle in the intense moments. But in terms of reading them as in game leader, it's the worst. It's the worst team to play against, most likely when they city side. So yeah, but I think they lack also this experienced player. Like Eric, they have amazing players, amazing Jan, Staven, and that's the difference between our team and their team. We have Dupree, we have me, we have Magisk, all 3 of us know do stage. We played do stage like for 10 years, so it's fine. I don't feel I wasn't stressed when I was playing, so I was even fragging on stage. I think my playoff rating is the best rating I had for a long time. So I think experience is something, but it's a word that you need to prove it. In some sense, because a lot of people, they say, I'm experienced, but what does it mean?
Would you like to play Heroic on that stage in the final?
I would have loved. That was my dream final in my head. You know, it's weird to say, but it's the first time in my world career that I feel that we're gonna win the tournament from day one. When I arrived here, I was feeling an error. I was feeling something that, from the first game of Legend stage, I was feeling we got it. It's crazy. I never felt that, and it gives you so much confidence. Not dropping a map. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, you guys definitely displayed tons of confidence. You speak about this newer talent, this younger talent, and we see quite a few upsets throughout this major. So, when it comes to some of these teams unexpectedly making a run and some of the bigger teams falling out, I wanted to ask you guys, do you think there's a reason for that? Some of these bigger unexpected teams, you got Navi and G2 and so many more falling short. Do you think there's a reason behind it?
Of course, so much pressure behind that. So much pressure for players. Of course, people criticize the way of Blast, ESL partnership, and blah, 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 but those teams have a lot of pressure. No one expects Game of Legend to go far. No one expects ApEX to go far. Not me, the team. No one expects Into the Bridge to go. And obviously, it's really tough to get your nerves. I saw like G2, they were the best team at the beginning of the year, but they struggle. I saw them doing so much mistakes that they will not do if there were so much pressure. So that's all about, I'm looking and reading a lot of stuff about like athletes, like Michael Phelps, Federer, Djokovic, and it's all here. Yeah. It's all mental. You could see CS-wise, the level is close. You can play the best Counter-Strike, but if you don't answer at the moment, you're not gonna win. And that's what makes the difference between the really good from the great.
I would 100% agree with that. One thing is having experience on the stage, as you described before, but also we got to pay our respects to the tier 2, tier 3, whatever you want to call them, non-partner teams. They're becoming much, much better. It feels like, as you said, Gamer Legion come into the stage, they are supposed to be scared, they're supposed to be afraid of playing. They're just running straight down your throat, they're running in your face, they're playing, high-level Counter-Strike, and we didn't see that 3, 4, 5 years ago, especially not when I was playing. It was almost like a guaranteed that when you had experience, you were going onto the stage and you faced an underdog, you would always win. It would be easy,
2-0.
2-0, yeah, and it would be easy. And it's not like that anymore. Like the so-called noobs or the tier 2 teams or whatever you want to call them out there, they are so good at the game that even some of the worst of them can beat you on any given day.
Yeah, they have like, they play so much game online. I feel it give them like, I don't know what changed, but also they play so much games. It feels like they're at home when they play here. Yeah. They're just playing a CCT tournament. Once again, the third of the week.
Which is really impressive when you bring 12,000 French fans in here, pack Accor Arena full, and somehow they still have the nerve to actually make those kind of plays. Pimp, I was going to bounce off you. 6 majors as a player. I think you've told me 8 majors as talent now. Can you kind of bring us through the difference, the nerves, and of course the pressure of being in an arena like this between being a player and now a talent?
Yeah, I can definitely. The thing for me is I never made it to the stage. I never made it to the playoff. I think this guy, idiot next to me, knocked me out twice in the group stage. Came very, very close a couple of times, but getting to
2014.
Exactly, yeah. We were up like 9-3. Yes, I remember it. I still have memories. Inferno, yes. He got lucky.
16, 13 or 12. I was good back then.
Well,
I was a good player.
We were leading 9-2. You're ruining my point right here. Fact of the matter is, playing on a stage these days in front of 12,000 people is something different than back then. Sure, we had a couple of events. Katowice was one of them where we had a crowd, but most of them were studio events. They were smaller events. I feel every time you walk into a stage now, or at least into a major, it's a packed arena. You saw it in Rio as well. You see it in Katowice. You see it in Cologne. You saw it here in Paris. We're talking 12,000 people plus. So you got to have nerves of steel if you want to perform under those conditions. And I guess that's the reason why we're so surprised and so respectful to these underdogs that they're playing so well in front of these crowds. I struggled with it a little bit as a player. I remember in New York in front of 10,000 people when I was playing for Team Liquid. The first couple of rounds, you got to settle into it. You have a bit of nerves, but then if you have that mindset, you go into yourself, you go into a zone. And I guess if we asked you about it, did you even pay attention to the crowd during that game?
No.
You're fully focused on the game, right?
Exactly. I think that's key. That's key. Just in really nice moment when clutches, you try, but otherwise you're not thinking about that. You just concentrate in your screen. But I will be honest, I wasn't stressed during this major. It's crazy. I wasn't.
You're always stressed.
I was stressed before the games, but during the games, never. I was like feeling it, just watching my team and trying to call as best as possible, but didn't feel like nothing bad. It was pretty crazy, to be honest. So yeah, that's a good feel.
Let's go into that as we head into CS2, right? The last CSGO major here, it's been the large talking point. We talk about these younger players and/or IGLs. You got someone like Kixon showing a lot of people that with little major experience what he can do. Shuhei doing similar things. My question to you guys being, as we head into CS2, are you expecting some more young up-and-comers to do similar things? Are we going to see some big upsets?
I hope so. But the problem is that with the Face It way right now, people the thing about performing individually and not being a caller, because being a caller, you watch social media, also, let's be honest, analyst, you HLTV, you criticize, you're the guy that's getting criticized the first when your team is not performing, most likely on T side. So it's a lot of pressure, and you have no recognition at all. If you perform, of course you have, but if you don't perform, you're like under. Like look at Carrigan. So many times he was under the floor, but he showed back, and so it's not an easy role for sure. But I hope like so many young guns will do it, because it's really nice also to have this perspective, being an in-game leader and just leading your team to victory. I think it's really, really nice. And yeah, we saw Kixon and Tsui, and I hope they're really young. I think they're both 20 or something like that. And I hope we will meet them, way more of them in the next future.
So ungrateful to be an in-game leader, right? Because you said it, like sometimes HLTV, even us analysts can be after you, and it's sort of like a football coach in the modern world, where when you're winning, you get a lot of the praise, or at least the star players get the praise, and then when you're losing, it's always the coach's fault.
Exactly. Even when you win, you don't have the praise.
No, exactly. Then it's Woo's fault, right?
Exactly. We have probably more than 60% T-side.
You've been fantastic on T-side.
So but yeah, it's Spinks.
We did speak about you today before the game, so if you want to
Spinks and Zau. No, but of course, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you didn't, but it's a really shit role in that sense.
Yeah.
But I just hope people will see it in a different way, because it can give you so much also.
That's why we need guys like ApEX, right? We need you to serve as a great inspiration, because you're right.
So.
There's a lack of young up-and-coming in-game leaders now. We have Shuhei, we have Kixon, they're coming up.
I'm not done yet.
You're not done yet.
For this tournament, for like 1st of January, I do 1,000 deathmatch frags per day.
Yeah.
I haven't done that for 8 years.
Have you done it every day?
Every day.
Holy moly.
Maybe not like a Sunday if I went out, but 6 times a week minimum. I did that 1,000. My team could see it. I was grinding more than any other player, because I wanted it so much. But it's not easy, of course. It's not easy to be good as a game leader and performing individually. So it's like can go both ways.
Yeah, and I want to give shouts while we can. We don't have much time left, but having someone like Zonic behind you, paying the whole team their due respects, having a man of such experience standing right behind you. Any words for him if he's somehow still watching?
Course. Well, 2022 has been tough for both of us. We didn't manage to have like a similar approach. They had a certain approach with Astralis that doesn't work anymore for me, so I didn't want to do that, and it was a bit. We couldn't find our way. We wanted to play slow and sometimes a bit not fast, because we were not good at, and Dupree wasn't this entry fragger and blah blah blah. But at some point, we talked a lot together, and I told him that I needed this more fast calls, like a bit like Game of Legend. I need to call fast, because as an international team, I really think that if you play too slow, you need the best communication to play slow. Yeah. And when you don't have the best English and the best, if everything is not set up and you have to do things on the fly, it's way more tough in English than in your own language. So I think that playing a bit faster, making more trouble around the map is the key, and you could see that with FaZe. You don't see them playing that slow. So I was like, okay, in French team, I always used to call fast and doing fast call, trying to be in the heads. So I keep doing that at every moment, and so I think we found our way, and from this year, he helped the team so much. I mean, we all grew so much. Like also Lars, our psychologist, it's
fantastic, isn't he?
He's the best at his job, probably. I'm not gonna lie, he gave us so much as well. Matt as well, behind Zonic. I think they're a couple. It's our analyst, assistant coach we call him, because he's not an analyst, he does everything with the coach, and they're a couple together, always working together. Zonic wouldn't be able to do that without Matt, but they do perfect together. And now the good thing is I have like 100% like choice of doing what I want in the game, and sometimes it just helps us to get new thing or small thing to change, or just tell me, you did that too much there and that. So it's a big help, and it's such a joy. I'm so lucky as in game leader. I have probably the best coach I ever had with Xtaz. Was fantastic as well. Yeah. I'm the in-game leader I am today because of him. Thanks to him, sorry. And Zonic, the GOAT of coaches. So my life is pretty nice.
Yeah. Closing segments here. You know, I had some quotes for you guys. I was going to name some famous player quotes. We're going to skip past that, maybe surprise broadcast a little bit because we are in our last CSGO major. And I couldn't be more grateful to have you two on as guests because the next person I'm about to talk about, a young boy who actually loves Counter-Strike. You're one of his favorite players, and I couldn't name anyone better for a bit of a motivational speech from your side. I want to talk about an 11-year-old boy. His name is Zhao Chen. So he's a Counter-Strike player from China. Unfortunately, he suffers from it's muscular dystrophy, so it's irreparable. It's something you can't cure, but he simply loves Counter-Strike. I've been talking to him for the last few months awaiting this major, and they got in touch with us, and they wanted to maybe have a message from both of you on the desk here, and I'm so glad that you guys came on his desk. And if we could fill the chat with some hearts out there for an inspirational kid like this who just simply loves the game for what it is. I ask you guys both, do you have any words for him out there? Because I'm sure he'll be watching this in the future.
Sure. I mean, you know, I started at 14 years old, sorry. I loved this game from day one. I fall in love. You know, the fun part is I'm not a gamer at all. And I fall in love with CS, and I think this kid might be the same. And I think that the first year of Counter-Strike are the best. It's just the moment you enjoy the most, when you don't think about competition or whatever, you just want to grind. You want to be the best. So whatever, I don't know how much it handicapates this young guy, I don't know, because I don't know this sickness, but just do your best to live your dreams and enjoy as much as possible this game, because without a doubt, it's the best game in the world. So no Valorant.
That's exactly. Stay away from Fortnite and stay away from Valorant. But let's be honest, that's exactly what we're growing up with. You and I grew up with Counter-Strike together back in Source, coming into CSGO. We talked about how you zone in on the stage. You do the same when you're playing at home. I remember sometimes sitting in front of my PC when I was 13, 14 years of age. I could start playing at 5 o'clock, and all of a sudden it would be 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the middle of the evening. It just flies by like this. So again, I don't know this disease either, but as long as you're having a good time and you can make time pass by just by playing Counter-Strike, enjoying Counter-Strike, and talking to each other. I remember, you know, first time I spoke to this guy, you know, at a tournament. How would we meet in real life if we weren't playing Counter-Strike? You know, he's from France, I'm from Denmark. There's nothing that brings us together outside of the game. So I'm sure this young kid from China can find relatives, can find friends, can find a community that he can be part of. And I guess that's what I love the most about Counter-Strike. Obviously seeing ApEX play on a stage, but the whole community around it, we would be absolutely nothing, both of us, if there weren't fans, if there weren't the
nothing.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Zhao, that was for you. Just know the CS community is with you as a whole, and best of luck. Nothing but hopes and prayers for you, buddy. Now we're going to go, of course, to Blast TV questions. Only got a couple ones left. First one for you. In this whole 8-year journey back to a major final, what was the most important part of that? You know, whether it be a turning point, an important moment, despite this one, right?
I would say two. I would say one with when we play with Jax. I think it helps Dupree to see what was needed in the team, and he watched him and was okay. I understood a lot of things now, the way I want to play, and not being the star I used to be, but playing for the team. But the fun part is that even though he did this salty job, he got much better.
Yeah, he got better.
He got much better because he just trusted what we expected from him. And yeah, that was one part, and the other part is just the process from January to now. We had the process from we went to Denmark for a bootcamp before Blast Copenhagen. Just a bootcamp without PC. We talked a lot and had a lot of talks together with Lars, and he made the process from this moment to now to grow as a team and to be ready for the major. Not before. Not Katowice, not EPL, the major. I think we went ready a bit before in Rio, but this really Rio gives us confidence to get there. So I would say those two moments.
Last question for both of you. The fan base here, obviously insane. We've talked about it many times. How has the fan base evolved over the past decade of Counter-Strike and throughout CSGO for both of you?
I remember playing LAN events when I was a kid. I don't know how it was in France, but you'd go to like this local LAN event, and if you're lucky, you'd win maybe $100 and a mouse pad. You know, that's it. And you had fans standing behind you, and I say fans, it was just your friends standing behind you. Then we got
other teams playing at the tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Like Copenhagen Games.
Yeah, exactly. They knew you were the best player in your country, so they went behind you to watch. Oh, it's ApEX, but never you were singing mouse pad or whatever.
No.
So.
And you're a megastar in France right now, right?
Yes, I mean, you know, I think the Golden Hornets.
Yeah.
The Golden Hornets. Look at what we become in esports. We have our own ultra supporters.
Yeah.
It's insane. They helped us so much during all the tournaments. I remember we went to VI, it's the place we are in Vitality, we're in the office and Cyber Cafe, and we met the fans. Most of them were Golden Hornets, and they said, go through the group stage. We will do everything to carry you in the arena. So just hearing that they were preparing for this for 6 months. They were preparing everything for 6 months, and they're growing and growing, and feels like it's like football. We both really big fan of football. You have no idea what's football because you're American, but it's not, it's not called soccer. It's called football. And but yeah, we know that in football it is, and seeing the same in Counter-Strike, it's just, I'm speechless.
It's been a fantastic journey.
Yes.
I can't thank either of you enough, Pimp, and of course ApEX. That's going to be it for the last CSGO major here from Paris. It wouldn't be right unless you just send us home, ApEX. Any last words and send us off, and we're done.
Just the most happy guy on earth right now, winning the last CSGO major. We are forever in this story to win the last CSGO major. We all had our story during this tournament. For Dupree winning 5 major, the only one. Magisk going close to the other Danes. Zaiwu winning this first major, Spinks as well, and me translating to a game leader, and winning my second major. So we all have our story. And now, focus on CS2.
And that's it. Good night, Paris. Last CSGO major is over and out, and we'll catch you back here at the next one.
See ya, boys.